Hi, I'm Chris, that running guy, qualified England athletics run leader. And with these 3 simple steps, including my training, I went from running my first sub 21 minute 5k to a sub 18, and I'm 47. So whether you're a beginner or a more experienced runner, these 3 tips are a must. There's just so much conflicting information out there. We're supposed to train like Rocky, we're supposed to be on our knees at the end of the run, or we're supposed to just run slow everywhere. Yes, there's a time and a place for all these. Most importantly, I don't want you to be wasting your time. Time is important, and it just comes down to time all the time, and that's a lot of time, or me saying time. We need to fit in our runs. We have busy days, busy lives, family, work. I want you to make the most of your run rather than actually wasting your time. So you've heard the saying, easy days should be easy, hard days should be hard. Doesn't say anything in there, training your grey zone in the middle. So I've mentioned that before in a previous video, but we're not going to get into that. But your grey zone is the bit in between your easy and your fast. And that's when your watch tells you you've been unproductive. Tip number 1 is probably the most important, and that's the long run. And this is the one that's going to really help with all your running, especially your 5k. And you're thinking, well, how me running a long run is going to help with my 5k because that's a short distance. 90% of a 5k is aerobic. That's why on your long run, you're going to be training in your aerobic zone or a conversational pace, because you're going to be building that aerobic engine, building endurance. Because we can all run fast for 100 metres, 500 metres, a mile, but the reason that you can't run fast over the 5k, 10k, is because you haven't got endurance. So this is the most important one, and whether you're a new runner and half hour is your long run, or you're more experienced and you go for 2 hours, ideally you want to be building up to an hour and a half to 2 hours once a week, nice and easy. And don't just stick to the roads. Get out in the countryside, get out in the woods. What do they say? More green means more smiles. Run with a buddy, listen to a podcast, just make it more enjoyable and you will look forward to that run. I mentioned before that 90% of a 5k is aerobic. The other 10% is speed. So that comes into number 2. You want to be doing speed runs once a week just to get your legs used to turning over. Otherwise, if you don't incorporate speed, you're just going to turn into a workhorse. What sessions should you be doing? Well, the great sessions, regardless of what event you're training for, is 1k repeats and 1 mile repeats. You want to be doing between 4 and 6, depending on ability, of the 1k repeats with 3 minutes recovery, and you want to be running them slightly quicker than your 5k pace. Your 1 mile repeats, you do have a slightly longer recovery, so you do between 4 and 6, but you have about 4 minutes recovery, and you are running them again just a little bit quicker than your 5k pace. And all, as I said before, just getting used to your legs turning over, and so you don't end up being a workhorse. But remember, after you've done a hard session, take a day off afterwards or a recovery run, because otherwise you run the risk of injury. That then moves us on to number 3, and that is just sprinkling in some easy runs. So whether you're running 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days, 7 days a week, that all comes down to your fitness. So you've got your long run, you've got your tempo session, and then all we're doing is just sprinkling in those easy runs. You say, how fast should they be? Well, that all comes down to your fitness. It could be 2 miles, it could be 10 miles. And the way of gauging that is if you was to run on a conversational pace or heart rate on your watch, and say if you get to 3-4 miles and your heart rate seems to be spiking or you're getting out of breath, that's just down to fitness. So that is the level of your easy run that you should be doing. The more runs you do, the higher mileage you're going to do. Ideally, you want to be increasing that by 10% per week. So I guarantee with these 3 things, within 12 weeks, you'll be smashing all your goals.